Good morning, York Alliance. It's been so great to see you on Sunday, and I love putting together this feature to keep you updated. Today we're going to talk about the Global Missions Fund first. You still have the opportunity to give through the Pandemic Love Offering, which will go straight to that Great Commission Fund, which is funding our C and MA missionaries across the world. Today you'll hear a story from our West African missionaries so that you can be encouraged by what God's been doing across the world.
COVID-19 hit here in West Africa. Our world was radically changed, just as yours has been. Our center, our school, all were shut down by the government, and all our ministries, all 13 of them, ground to a halt. And we're left asking, well, what now? How do we make a meaningful impact during these days when it's most needed? Because what's not changed is the need for the gospel. God's opened up new avenues for ministry. We've long had a ministry among street boys. These young guys between the age of 5 and 15 are sent to our city to beg. They don't live with a family. They live in the streets. They spend their days underneath a Muslim religious teacher, learning the Quran, and then going out and begging for their food, medicine, everything they need. Well, we have about 100 of them that their teachers send them to our church to get medical care, to get loved on, basically. These boys, where they normally have to go get their food, is from house to house, and now all of a sudden those doors are shut because people are scared. So now we're able to open the doors of our center. We can't let them in. The government's shut it down, but we can feed them at the front door. But they're seeing the love of Christ demonstrated for them. And what they will remember from this is that we did not abandon them. Thank you. Thank you for putting feet on the ground here in our country. What you're doing is making a difference. And it's making a difference in these boys' lives. Please keep giving to the Great Commission Fund. Please keep supporting us. May God bless you and honor your sacrifice.
It's so exciting to be a part of what God is doing across the globe as we continue to support our West African missionaries through our giving and through our prayers. Summertime has been traditionally a time where the York Alliance body has sent missionaries in short-term trips to help missionaries who are already established across the world, places like El Salvador. But unfortunately, this summer, because of COVID, that's changed. And so Pastor Jonas has pioneered what that might look like to send missions teams right here in York, and I'll let him tell you about that.
Hey, York Alliance family. So excited to get to tell you a little bit about what we're doing coming up. You know, because of COVID, we can't do our regular trip to El Salvador, we can't do our trip to Washington, D.C., but we are still gonna do Connect. It will be a little bit different than normal though. In fact, this coming week, we're going to be embarking upon a local missions trip, not just helping mission agencies around York, but helping houses in our neighborhood, both in the Albemarle Park neighborhood and around York Alliance Church. And so it's exciting because we sent out postcards and asked people, did they have projects around their home that we could come and help with? And we got a great response. It's been incredible. In fact, I was at a house yesterday. A lady from Africa has been here for several years, is afraid she's gonna lose her house because she needs some upkeep done around it, some painting, some patching and things. And she's terrified. And she said for the last week or two, she's gotten these letters from her insurance company saying they're gonna cancel her. And she said, I've been praying. And she said, and then I got your postcard. And she said, and I felt like God heard my prayer. And I was just like, oh man, this is incredible. That's what we want to be. We want to be the hands and feet of Jesus as we go out. And we always have been with Connect, but it's going to be a little different this year. So we're just going to ask you to pray for us. As we go out, we'll be going out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and working all day long out in the heat and working outside, obviously, because of COVID, taking social distancing care and things like that. So just pray for us for protection, but more importantly, pray that we could love on the people of our neighborhoods around York, and we could see a great difference made for the kingdom of Jesus.
Finally today, Pastor Brian is going to officially introduce you to Brian Wade, who's stepping into the Pastoral Resident role.
Well, hey, York Alliance, great to see you. I'm coming to you today from the Wade's home. Many of you have already met Brian and Latifa, but I want to introduce them officially. And so this is Brian Wade, and I'm going to let him introduce his family to you.
Hello everybody, my name is Brian Wade II, and I'm excited, and not really excited, but just blessed to be a part of this video and York Alliance. And I want to introduce my family. This is my wife, Latifah Wade.
Hello. Our boys, we have 3 of them. This is Barack, he is 6, Nehemiah, 7, and Zion, who is 3.
There we go. Nice. Wonderful. And we're introducing the Wades today because many of you know they've officially stepped into a staff position as of the spring. And so they were part originally of the Mosaic City Church leadership team and felt like God was calling them into York Alliance to really plug in at York Alliance. And so that was really exciting to us. We've been so thrilled to have them. And so Brian is officially in the role of Pastoral Resident. And so what exactly does a Pastoral Resident do? What's your job?
Well, the first part of my job, I would say my role is, I had requested and I had told Pastor Brian when we had talked about me coming, really I wanted to be educated. I wanted to be more knowledgeable about ministry and the Bible. And so I'm in the Christian and Missionary Alliance Ministry Studies program. And so that involves me being in a class every 6 weeks for at least 15 classes. So I'm involved in that. Also, Pastor Brian gives me opportunities as a pastoral resident to, and shows a lot of faith in me to preach at the church. So I've been preaching a lot through the pandemic, through the zone gatherings. So that's been really a blessing. I keep using that word, but a blessing. So those 2 things, and I do also get an opportunity from time to time to be a part of the musical staff. And so that's always fun and a blessing to work with Tim and the rest of the musicians and worshipers at York Alliance.
Yeah. And that's not your full-time job, so you're also doing other stuff full-time. So what are you doing for a full-time job?
Full-time job, I work at Logos Academy as the Director of Student Formation. I also fulfill athletic director responsibilities at Logos as well. I also coach at York Catholic 9th grade basketball. So I do have multiple roles and things that I do. God has blessed me, and I do really focus on ministry though, and preaching and providing the word as best I can for my church family and York Alliance.
Yeah.
So.
And with all that, you don't get to sleep very often, so sorry about that.
Sometimes,
sometimes it's like that, right?
Sometimes sleep is something I don't get a lot of, but it's just a period of time.
There you go. Well, talk a little bit about what the transition's been like for you guys, because you've come from a church background, but from a church background that was really mono-ethnic, and it was really, it was tied into your ethnicity as African Americans. And now you're coming to a pretty much white church and trying to kind of navigate all of us. And so how's that going? What's that been like?
The best way I can put it is, as you relate to the fruit of the Spirit of God, there's a lot of different facets of the Spirit that you can feel. I really feel the facet that I feel the most, or the fruit I feel the most, is peace at York Alliance. The atmosphere is filled with the Lord's peace. Not to say others weren't, but there's a high level of peace there. And so because of that, and because we feel the Lord there in that way, I know for me I do, we have been able to transition pretty smoothly. We have been blessed by the members and our new church family there who have sent us messages and given me books, and elders who have shared with me honestly and openly and lovingly since I've been there. And so it's been a good transition, and we just thank you guys so much for all you've done for us so far.
Yeah, good. Latifah, what about you? You're a mom of 3 active, excited boys. What's it like to make a transition to a new church, and how's that been for you?
At first, it was there was some uncertainty, like how it would be. But it's been a really good transition. The boys enjoy going and being a part of the children's ministry, and I'm able to actually listen to the word and enjoy it for myself.
Yeah.
There was a little bit with the music. I was kind of like, oh, I don't know how I'm gonna, be able to transition with the music. But I actually do enjoy a lot of the songs, and it's funny because if the boys hear me listening to one of the songs, they'll say, "Is that York Alliance?" So it's been a real nice experience and transition.
That's great. That's great. Boys, what about you? What do you think about York Alliance? Has it been good for you? What do you think?
It's been good because in my first class, on the first day, they gave us donuts.
Oh, well, I mean, come on. You can't beat donuts. Come on.
They
That's
had
perfect.
sprinkles, and I got a blue flavor on the top.
Well, nice. Nehemiah, did you get donuts?
No.
No donuts for you. Man, we got to talk to your teacher.
I think he got goldfish or cheese.
Yeah, I got goldfish and sometimes I got Cheez-Its and graham crackers.
Well, that doesn't sound too bad. That sounds doable. Was that good for you?
My favorite is Cheez-Its and graham crackers.
In the second class, when I was in the second class, we only had goldfish or cheese nits or graham crackers.
Wow. Yeah. And Zion decided to take a nap, so that's just beautiful. He just totally went to sleep. That's wonderful.
I think you felt the peace.
He felt the peace that you were talking about. That's right. That's right. Well, that's basically what we wanted to do. We wanted to give you an update of Brian's official transition on the staff and introduce officially Brian and Latifah and the boys to you. So when you see them, make sure you say hello and welcome them in. We're so excited to have them. They've been a huge addition to our staff and to our church family, and so we're thrilled to have them. So thanks so much for joining us. Back to you, Kier.
That's so wonderful. We're so glad to have the Wade family join our York Alliance team. I'm excited to announce that we have another baby that's been born. Carolyn Emma Benowit was born to John and Sammy Benowit on July 3rd this past week, and I'm so excited to announce that we'll again be donating to Compassion International for a mother and child to be fed for a month. Congratulations to the Benowits! That's it for this edition of the York Alliance Weekly. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you Sunday.